For those of you, right, in corporate America that you hate your job, just ask for one of those questionnaires so that you can fill it out and they can evaluate why you're dissatisfied with the employment that you have. And I'm not making fun of you. You're employed. I'm not. I'm homeless. I can't get the laws of the United States enforced, and a lot of those that I'm going to sue, they happen to have employment, and they didn't think it was necessary to. Well, I have no idea. You know, when I think of those that are in law enforcement that actually are legally liable for the enforcement of the laws, I cannot believe how stupid they are. Poop. I just showed you forgeries an hour ago. Yes. And you are absolutely sure that you're just not going to get sued. Now, how America's law enforcement could be so stupid, I don't know. But if I had found out and I had the legal obligation for the enforcement of the laws, yes, that a man's sons were taken without any due process to himself, using fraud and forgery to accomplish that, and then he had proven that they were in the wrong grades and were going to graduate at 19 and a half years old, I would have enforced the law years ago. I can't fathom how you could be so stupid. You're legally liable for the enforcement of the law. You have to remove your fraud. You can't issue dissolutions of marriage without any due process, without the respondent receiving the actual documentation, without proof of service, without having a valid marriage certificate that you can actually dissolve. And then you sit there every fucking day acting like you don't have to do what the law says. I think you're stupid. If I had your job, Judge, and as soon as I found out about that, I'd immediately removed all those court orders and I'd given the man his sons. But for some dumb reason, you sit there every. You're stupid. Now, there's what's known as coronary heart disease, yeah, heart attack, stroke, and bypass surgery. Some of you probably will have a heart attack when you find out how dumb you are. Yes. Because I'm going to want these statins and all those that have been prescribed statins. Yes. I did kind of the yes and the no. Yeah. It seems that there's a cardiac risk that spikes between the ages of 50 and 75. Yes. And for all the hard dicks that thought, well, we're just going to come to find out and you were in your 30s or 40s when you started doing this. Yes, you could be blowing up your hearts. And as much as you don't concern yourself about, well, just give me all the statins that have been prescribed for all of those that thought, I am older than I was. You know, at 48 years old, I see myself different than I did when I was 40. I've had a lot of personal life experience. And I show you every day the crime of taking my sons. And you seem to think that as long as you continue to pay, you can violate the laws of the United States. Now, you issued a protection order in 2015 without any attempt of service. Right. 48 days after reissuing the temporary protection order, serving me in the Squin Public Library than serving someone other than myself. Because all you did was you made it sound like that you could say I was crazy and then you arrested me for crimes I didn't commit, refused to admit the evidence, dismissed the cases because you said I'm incompetent. You're stupid. You're absolutely the most stupid. Now, I have to ask, if it had been any other man in the United States of America, would you have done this to them as you have done to myself? Yes. Now, there's a possibility of an inheritance in Clallam County. Yeah. There's the possibility of an inheritance in Arizona. Yes. Possibly Nebraska. Warren. Did you know Edward Budnick when he was alive? He died 3 months after I turned 18 years old. He lived in Yuma, Arizona. Yes. Supposedly he war. Now, for all those families that have been really thinking that we can do this, What if I looked at some of these older families of the United States of America that have lots and lots of money? Yes. And the last thing they wanted was some old man such as myself having to have any say about how the United States Treasury spends their money. Now, if I found out that Warren Buffett did know Edward Budnick, poop, he was a big-nosed, older, balded, yes, yes, and he used to carry around a rifle. And he would shoot would be non-actual citizens of the United States, and I'm not talking those from Mexico. They might have had come to find out. Ooh, you know, for some reason, my family, since maybe the Revolutionary War, Perusia, felt a certain obligation to protect the United States from those that did think, oh, we gotta have them. I thought, no, let's kill them all. Pooch, let's kill every fucking fish. Let's chop them in half, throw them in the ocean, let the sharks eat them, and we can live without them. Now, I know a lot of those that are very wealthy that have been around the United States for quite a long time. They disagree with my way of doing things. But my thought was that my family made sure that there wouldn't be some giant haired asswipe that would always be reading the shit.